Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, we have studied how we can determine the potential at the various the different steps involved in the titration of the one electron system and the multi-electron system. One electron system, we have seen the example of the Fe2 plus and the Steric 4 plus, then C4 plus. Then we have seen the another example Fe2 plus versus the permagnet MnO4 minus 1. That titration we have seen, and we have calculated the potential at the different steps during the titration after the addition of different volume of the titrant in the particular case. Then we have plotted also the graph. Okay, then for the 1 cm cube addition of this particular titrant, what will be the change in the potential that we have seen, and we got the shape curve that we have seen already. Now we have to move towards the next part of this particular topic is nothing but the redox indicator. What is the theory and what is the criteria for the solution of an indicator that we have to study? See, first of all, redox indicator will defined as the substance which is added to the solution and undergoes a physical change that is seen by the eye, such as a color or fluorescent change as the stoichiometric point is passed. Means at the particular equivalence point it will show the change. Certain organic compounds are capable to give the redox reaction, and the color of the oxidized form of the indicator in the solution is significantly different from the reduced form. The redox indicator should possess the following property. It should change the color at equivalence point potential for the titration. It should be soluble, stable, and undergo reversible changes. The color change should be sharp and involve intense contrasting color. The indicator transition rate should be overlap the steep part of the titration curve. The reaction can be written as indicator in the oxidized form plus electron will give you the indicator in the reduced form, that is the color 1, and the another color will be the color 2. The potential for this indicator half reaction is given by the Nernst equation. EIN is equal to E0IN minus 0.05916 divided by N log to the base 10 indicator in the reduced form divided by activity of the indicator in the oxidized form. Since E0IN is constant, therefore EIN will depend only on the ratio of this particular activity of this indicator in the reduced form to the activity of the indicator in the oxidized form. The color of the indicator is also depend upon this ratio. Means activity of the indicator in the reduced form to the activity of the indicator in the oxidized form. As EIN changes, the ratio will change, and so the color. In case of acid base indicators, when that particular ratio activity of the ion divided in the reduced form divided by activity of the indicator in the oxidized form is greater than equal to 10, then the color of the reduced form will dominate, and if it is a less than equal to 10, then it oxidized form color will be dominant. On substituting this in the equation number 1, you will get EIN is equal to E0IN plus or minus 0.05916 into the potential at which the color transition will occur depend on the transition potential of the system. That is very much important. What is there? That particular theory is important. This is the theoretical part of this indicator. List of important redox indicators reduction with their color change and the reduction potential in the acidic medium is given. You see the nitropyroin, the pale blue color is there, in the reduced form red color is there, transition potential is the 1.25. At this particular potential it will show the color change. Pyrroine is given, diphenylamine is given. Then Diphenylamine sulfonic acid is given, methylene blue is given, indigo tetrasulfonate is given. You can see the transition potential is also given. On that particular potential, it will shows the color change. Okay. Discuss the use of diphenylamine indicator in the redox titration, explaining the reaction involved and the function of the H3PO4 in the titration. Diphenylamine is the first redox indicator most widely used in the titration of the Ap2 plus with the potassium dichromate, that is K2Cl2O7. In the presence of the strong oxidizing agent, diphenylamine undergoes a series of reactions. First of all, diphenylamine will oxidize to diphenyl benzidine, a colorless substance which is also the indicators here. The changes has been shown. Then this particular diphenyl benzidine reversibly oxidized to give the dibenzyl dine violet, imparting the intense violet color. See here. First of all, diphenylamine is there, that gives you the diphenyl benzidine. What is the difference? You can see there are the two molecules of the diphenylamine. They are forming the bigger structure, that is the diphenyl benzidine plus 2H plus 2 electron. Then it will undergoes oxidation, and it oxidize means there will be formation of double bond, hydrogen will loss, means it will give the diphenyl benzidine. Benzidine was there, now here benzidine violet, that color will be the violet color, so you can see the purple color. The transition potential of the that particular diphenylamine indicator is 0.676 volt at 25 degrees centigrade in the 0.5 to 1 normal H2SO4. DP and diphenyl benzidine has low solubility in the water, hence their sulfonic acid derivatives are used. The transition potential of the sulfonic acid derivatives of this particular diphenylamine, sulfonic diphenylamine, is 0.85 volt. Sodium diphenyl benzidine sulfide. For the titration of P2 plus versus K2Cl2O7 solution, the equivalence point potential is around 1.14 volt. The indicator would show a color change much before the equivalence point. The function of the H3PO4, it is necessary to bring equivalence point potential of the system close to transition potential of the indicator to obtain the sharp color change. This can be acquired by the use of this indicator in the titration of Ap2 plus with the K2Cl2O7 by the addition of 85% phosphoric acid. Ap3 plus ions form stable colored complex with the PO4 3 minus ion. As a result, the value of that particular E0 Ap2 plus Ap3 plus is reduced to 0.61 volt. The equivalence point potential now comes very close to that of the indicator. The end point will be sharp, reversible and precise end point you will obtain. The next indicator, first was the diphenylamine, then the furan indicator. It is also known, the another name of this furan indicator is orthophenolphthalein, or say you can call it as iron 110 phenolphthalein. Organic compound 110 phenolphthalein form intense colored, highly stable complex with the Ap2 plus. The complex tris 110 phenolphthalein ion 2 is called as the ferroin. The indicator is mostly used in the titration of the Ap2 plus with the Steric 4 plus solution. Ferroin has intense red color which changes to the pale blue with the strong oxidizing agent. The complex ion in that ferroin undergoes reversible oxidation reduction reaction. You can see the reversible oxidation reduction reaction. In the titration of Fe2 plus versus Steric 4 plus, a change in the potential for that particular CMU of around the equivalence point correspond to the 1.28 to 0.93 volt. The equivalence point potential corresponds to the 1.105 volt. The color change of the ferroin from deep red to pale blue is at the potential of 1.12 volt. But when an excess of the 0.1 cm cube ferric solution is added, the potential rises to the 1.27 volt. That is very much important. The indicator is oxidized to pale blue color. The titration error in this titration is almost negligible. That is given what happens and how that complex will get formed. That is the indicator. Please go through this particular things, theory of indicators, redox indicator. Two redox indicators we can use diphenylamine, and their salt has been taken. That we have to remember. And the ferroin indicator. The name of the ferroin indicator is the Fe iron to 110 phenolphthalein. That name you have to remember because MCQ purpose of you it is very much important. Why it is called as a redox indicator? You know they are undergo the simultaneous oxidation and reduction reaction. That's why they are called as the redox indicator. And what is the popularity of this indicator? They have the different color in the different form. Means in the oxidized form they have the different color, in the reduced form they have the different color. That you have to remember very well. It is very simple lesson. You have to practice is out of these two derivations whatever we have seen, that calculation of the potential at the different volume of this particular titrant for the one electron system and the multi electron system that we have seen, practice it for, and based on this particular thing one theoretical question will be there. What are the redox indicators? Please explain the theory behind the redox indicator, how they will useful to indicate the equivalence point. Likewise the question will be there. Okay, the two examples that we have seen, one is the diphenylamine and another one was the ferron indicator. These two indicators you have to remember. The explanation is given. What are the transition potential that are again mentioned in the table, and at what particular potential they will show you the equivalence point, that is also given in the explanation part. Please remember these values because it is very useful. In the detail it is given about the diphenylamine and the ferron indicator. The question will be there on this particular part. The explain the why the which indicator is used in case of this particular that we can call it as a redox reaction, or say which redox indicator you can use during the titration of the Ap2 plus and the steric 4 plus, or say Ap2 plus and the potassium dichromate titration. That may be the question. You have to prepare these answers. The question will be of any type. If you are preparing this answer well, then there will be no issue. It will not matter. You can write the answer easily. Please prepare this part well. Don't hesitate. Don't underestimate yourself. Please go daily attend these lectures, because these lectures presents a small part daily. Okay, which part we have seen? We have seen the theory of indicators. What are the criteria? What are the properties of the indicator? They should have give the sharp color change at the equivalence point, or say, and they should be soluble, stable, and undergo the reversible change. The color change should be sharp and involve intense and a contrasting color. The transition range should overlap the steep part of the titration curve. That is, we have seen this is the reaction in general, it is written. Then we have applied the Nernst equation for this particular thing. Then on this ratio only, which ratio? This activity of this particular indicator in the reduced form to the activity of the indicator in the oxidized form is very much important. Then what will be there, that we have seen which color will be dominated, what will, when this value is greater than 10, greater than equal to 10, at that time reduced form color will dominate, and if it is less than this 10, then oxidized form color will dominate. That you have to remember. And this certain examples are given with their color change and the transition potential values, that you have to remember, because if you are not remembering this, then no use of this thing. Then we have seen the use of the diphenylamine indicator, or in the redox titration. indicator in the redox titration, explain the reaction involved and the function of the H3PO4 in the during the titration. Or say another question is that Ferron indicator was there, use of Ferron indicator. Please, why this H3PO4 is used, you know this. To do the activation of this particular indicator in the titration, that's why this particular H3PO4 has been used. Please go through this part well, please prepare this part well. If you have any problem, any doubt, you can easily ask. This here again the shown that particular thing. Okay, 3 phenyl rings are there that are connected with this ion. Here in the structure it has been shown. See, this is the 110 phenanthroline trace, 110 phenanthroline ion 2. That is a Ferron indicator that you have to remember. This here you can see 3 structures are there along with the Fe, and charge is the 2 plus is there. Got this point? Please prepare this part well. All the values are here, reaction is given. Sometimes they ask the theory of the indicators, and that question may come. Question is very simple, you have to prepare it well. Okay, please go through this part well. If you are not getting, you can freely ask on the Telegram group or say WhatsApp group or say Google Classroom. Please prepare it well. See all the words, whatever given material is there, that is important for the exam purpose of you along with the MCQs. Okay, please read this part again and again, then it will become easy, otherwise it will get difficult. Please understand this concept very well, don't leave it. If you are not getting, you ask it again and again. Okay, then we will in the next lecture we'll see the next part. Thank you.